Here's an extraordinary light bulb I discovered when I was visiting Tokyo for the first time in 1986. It looks almost like a torch bulb. But actually this is the mains voltage, takes, well, 100 volts they have there. And when you put it on, something extraordinary happens. I've never seen the like of this before. So I've had to buy a special little gadget which takes our voltage from the European 240 volts down to about 100. And then when we turn it on, a bit of magic here, look at that. Like a colour spectrum, almost like a rainbow from infrared down to ultraviolet, well, something towards it. A very, very beautiful effect indeed. Turned off, there's absolutely nothing to look at. It looks very uninteresting, but turned on, that is spectacular, I think. A very, very beautiful bulb. And I've seen many interesting bulbs recently, but nothing quite like that before. The other bulbs I picked up in that same trip are a little bit more normal light bulbs with envelopes, like this one here, although this does something extraordinary. And again, with the 240 volt trouble, I've put two in series like that to bring it down to the right voltage, and then we're going to have two of them performing their little bit of magic. Now these are extraordinary. These are long, delicate filaments. Here is quite a strong magnet glued onto the outside envelope, and as the current goes through the magnetic flux, it starts misbehaving or waggling. If I take one off, that one is just a little bit of blue tap. It goes almost stationary. If I stop my hands from quivering, it's practically stationary, and then bring it into the sweet spot again, and it starts that wonderful quivering action, almost like a flickering flame. Very, very beautiful effect, I think. It's fabulous. The other two, again, I need to have the voltage of the right one. I'll just screw in the end here and show what they do as well. This is a very unusual one, although this type of one is starting to get a little more common in the West. There's a series of, I don't think they're LEDs, I think these might actually be small incandescent bulbs within an envelope. Extraordinary, but very beautiful. It doesn't move, unlike the bottom one, but it's just very, very attractive sight. Very strange, very interesting. And the last one has got a bit of half silvering, and it's got a kind of sweet spot which it's actually a discharge one. I've realised it's because the current is much lower going through it. We'll find in this case that the bottom one, which I was using earlier, doesn't light. This is not lighting, but this one is lighting, and it's being quite spectacular. Look at that effect, isn't it beautiful? There's a half silvering effect here, and then when it's in the sweet spot, you see the whole thing almost occupying the whole field of view. I can't understand that purple bit there. There's something very strange. It's all orange with a lovely bit of purple to it. Discharge effect, perhaps, I don't know. So there are some fabulous bulbs to look out for. They're starting to appear a little more in the West than they were 30 years ago, and they're beautiful. I've even seen them in local pubs, some of these bulbs. Look out for them.